What is up, everyone? Thanks very much for tuning in. I'm Draco, and today I'm going to be bringing you a deck called Dragonlord for today's Hearthstone Daily. As you might expect, it contains none other than Deathwing Dragonlord. It's basically, in all honesty, it is a Dragon Priest, but I've got other legendaries in there like Chillmore. I've got only one Cabal Shadow Priest, so I play 2 Entomb. But I am thinking of changing this into more of a N'Zoth-focused deck. So it does have a fair few Death Rattle minions, I meant to say. Yeah, that's the word. So I've got one Shifting Shade. I've got one Museum Curator at the moment. I'm not too keen on him though. I might get rid of him, just have a look. I've got rid of the Shifting Shade just to see if I can get N'Zoth in there first of all. If I'm going to run N'Zoth, I don't think I need 2 Entombs, considering I've got 2 Shadow Word Death as well. Entomb is not a great card for tempo. I feel like with N'Zoth decks you need to keep up on tempo as well as survive to turn 10. So I've just made the change there, as you can see. So let's get things underway. So it pretty much plays like a regular Dragon Priest, which I'm very experienced with. As you can tell, I've got a golden Priest. It's mostly from running decks like Control Priest and Dragon Priest. But I've also got basically every golden card that I need, as well as all the golden dragons. So, and a golden Ysera as well. Who would have thought? So it looks like I've got a mage first up. Probably it's going to be a tempo mage, so this may not favour me too much, but we'll see how we go. Really not wanting to keep Deathwing on the opening hand, or Shadow Word Death. I probably will keep the Twilight Guardian, just because I need the Dragon Synergy in case I pick up the little 1-drop or the 2-drop. I kept Thought Steal in the deck as well. I did have a second Blackwing Technician in the deck, but I thought just for the extra flexibility I might put in a Thought Steal. So that's basically the reason for that tech. But otherwise it's a pretty standard Dragon Priest. I run Ysera in the top end, and I'm now running N'Zoth and Deathwing as well. So that's where we get the Dragonlord title from. It's Deathwing against a control deck. Once they've run out of all their sort of executes and shield slams and any other removal they may have, you throw down a Deathwing when you've got Ysera in hand, and it's pretty insane. And you pick up N'Zoth along the way, and you can plonk down Deathwing, Sylvanas, you know, whoever else has died. I'm sure you guys all know how N'Zoth works. It's the best card to be released out of the set, I reckon, from Old Gods. So it's definitely a tempo mage. There's the Flame Waker. Don't really have anything in hand that I can get rid of that yet, so just play the Blackwing Technician on curve here and see how we go. I've always found Tempo Mage to be a 50-50 matchup against Priest. It's basically if the Priest has the good clears and the good cards to hold them out until the late game, then you win. But if you don't have good cards, you just lose. I guess the same could be said for any deck, really. But it's especially true with Priest these days. They've had copped a bit of a hammering since Whispers of the Old Gods came out. The double Ice Lance is a little bit weird. But that's half the fun of playing at rank 14 at the beginning of the month. You never know what sort of shit you might find on the ladder. I'm sure when I play Deathwing, this guy's going to flip the table. And it's a Yogg-Saron Tempo Mage, so how do you do, Yogg-Saron? And the good thing about playing Golden Thought Steal is you get Golden Yogg-Saron. You don't even have to craft him. It's not looking ideal so far. Wormrest Agent on turn 6 is not the greatest outcome. But at least I can still draw some cards. And it looks like I can play some spells as well in case I need to play Yogg-Saron. That'll be funny if I get to play Yogg-Saron right at the end. Especially if it picks up lethal for me. Wow, I can't believe he fireballed A 2-drop. That's insane, man.
Let me change your mind.
Just changing the mind of the lowly mana wraith or mana worm. Golden Cabal Shadow Priest is my favourite card in the whole game. As soon as I had the dust to craft 2 of those, as soon as I had 3200 dust, I was straight in for it. I wonder what his plays. Even if he does Flame Strike here, it's not going to do a lot. It's still going to leave a 4-1 on the board. It's a little bit strange to see a Doomsayer, especially when he's out of cards, so... Whatever, you know what I mean? Pretty good time to play Museum Creator. I wonder if I just play Polluted Hoarder. If I pick... because the other one's kind of shit. If I just play the Polluted Hoarder just to get a draw. There's nothing else happening this turn, really. Yeah, I think that's about the best thing I can do. I'm miles ahead on cards. I'm down about 10 health, but that's okay. So, turn 8, he just Fire Blasts. Interesting play, Mage. Interesting play. Basically Twilight Guardian into Wormrest Agent. Pretty standard stuff. And just heal self. Ooh, looks like I've got a Spectator. I always seem to have at least one person watching me anytime I play. It's a little bit strange. I find it hard to believe that people have got the Spectator quest every single time. People just want to steal my deck ideas, I know it. Well, they're out on YouTube now, so... Speaking of out on the loose, Deathwing has been dropped, so... I either see a polymorph or I win the game, basically. Or Frost Nova Doomsayer again.
Thank you.
At least that's going to bring out Chill more, at the very least. I mean, it's nothing special, at least I didn't have to pay 7 mana for it. And it's on his turn as well. The good thing about Chillmore and Ysera coming out of Deathwing is that they don't have battle cries. So, a lot of the dragons have battle cries like Alexstrasza. So they can't really be played with Deathwing, unfortunately. But this is going to be a pretty gross cleanup. I think I might just play N'Zoth. Because I'm still going to bring back a couple of Death Rattles, so yeah. Let's do it. Let's taste the essence of his soul. Bring back a 12-12, a 5-7 and a 4-2 for 10 mana. That's pretty dope. Yeah, you have no more Frost Novas, unfortunately. Although picking up the Twilight Whelp off the top was not great. Because it means now I'm going to blow up my entire board, but... We'll see what he does, we'll see what he does. He was really hesitant about the fireball, but... The good thing is that at least that's not a fireball that's going to hit my face. So sick. I've got to think he doesn't have Yogg-Saron in hand yet, or else he probably would have dropped it. Yeah, you got a Twilight Whelp for free. How do you like it? And there's your Sarah, just to break whatever little spirit he had left. So once you've dealt with Deathwing twice, here comes your Sarah. I love this deck. When things are going good for Priest, they're going really good, and they snowball completely out of control, and you just wipe people off the board. But when they're going bad, when you have all 5 and 6 drops in hand for the first 4 turns. It's pretty embarrassing. I'm wondering whether I should just hit face or not. Probably just going to... Yeah, I don't know about Nightmare. Don't know about Yogg-Saron either. I'm just too much of a wuss to play Yogg-Saron when I've got 8 cards in hand just for the fear of Astral Communion. I've seen that way too many times. I guess we just play it safe. Maybe draw a card. Still would have been, I think, 2 damage off lethal if I had a double Holy Novid and Nightmared on that turn. It should be over this turn though. But I've got to commend his spirit, he's not given up. Even though he's used a lot of his burn, doesn't have Yogg-Saron in hand. You got to give it to him. I think it should be lethal now with the 5/5 and picking up the Blackwing Corruptor, so... GG! Alright, first game down, that went pretty well. I'm a little bit apprehensive about running the Deathwing against a meta with so much aggro, but... yeah, we're 1 for 1, so 100% win rate. I'll take that. We'll queue up the next game, just waiting a couple of seconds just so I don't manage to run into the same deck again, because there's every chance if I run into the same tempo mage it'll wreck me. Hopefully I get some weird deck like some type of aggro paladin or some type of aggro hunter. Those are always a good matchup. Aggro decks don't do too well against priest. Oh, it's probably Tempo Warrior, which is, I believe, the #1 deck in the meta, according to Tempo Storm's meta snapshot. Not that I look at these things in net deck from there, but I've heard. People have told me. I also keep a Wild Pyromancer in most of my priest decks, regardless of whether it's dragon or not, just because it goes so well with things like the Coin, Shadow Word Pain, Power Word Shield. It's really good against aggro. It's amazing against new cards like Forbidden Ritual. It's the thing with Priest is it takes a long time to be able to play Priest to the point where you know, like you've got to be able to recognize what a deck is, what your opponent's deck is, and then adapt your playstyle from there. Like against control decks, you got to kind of realize when you can actually go for it, when you need to put the pressure on, or when you need to count cards and go to fatigue and play the long game. I cannot believe he executed a 1-drop. It's so good to see. It fills me with determination and confidence. I'm just checking to see whether he likes to play with fire. Don't think he does. No. It's also a huge tell that he doesn't have Fiery Winax, because there's no way in the world he would have traded if he had it. Now he's got life tap, so he's going to be able to play a whole heap of cards, obviously. I do have a really good curve here, so I can just go... Azure Drake next turn if I wish, or I can plonk down the Sylvanas and try and get her to die so I can bring her back from the Zoth. That might actually be the play. We'll see what happens. Against a Berserker, Sylvanas is a really good play. Wow, and there's a second Execute, so... I think I know for a fact that that deck doesn't run Shield Slam, so that's probably all the straight removal he has. So things looking really good. Really, really good. And with this kind of hand, I've got all the options. I've got all the time in the world. He hasn't done any damage to me yet. for an aggro warrior, he hasn't actually hit me once. Although he's going to now for 9. I think. Yeah, that hurts. It stings a little. So I think it's clearly Blackwing Corruptor. I don't think I'm going to Shadow Word Death that. Blackwing Corruptor, probably hold off playing the Twilight Whelp, I think. Yeah. So I'll just... no, I'll pass the turn. It just dies for free to the 3-3 anyway, and just leaves a 3-1, so I'm in the same spot. I will, however, Shadow Word Death that. And knowing that he doesn't have an execute, makes that trade onto the 3-3 so good. Now I can just kind of tempo him out of the game with my massive hand and healing abilities. Should be a pretty clear path to victory. Unless some unseen shenanigans happens.
My blade be thirsty.
I think his game plan is kind of just to put a huge minion on board and hope that I don't have removal, and hope that he gets away with getting it to my face. I don't think it's going to happen though. Oh, he's dumping his whole hand just to try and get rid of my board, so this is really good. I think the only play here is just to Holy Nova and just clear the board up.
You think this is funny?
I might just chuck minions on the board now. I don't really need any extra cards. If he's going to go for a Fiery War Axe onto Northshire Cleric, he can have at it. 2 more turns, we've got N'Zoth anyway, so... things are looking pretty swell.
I can wait no longer.
That's a Grommash, though. Don't have an answer for it just yet. Although Sylvanas is a pretty good answer to it.
I have no time for games.
I may still cop 10 damage to the face, but... I think once Grommash is dead, that's going to be the game. If I can get Sylvanas to die here, and then resummon her next turn with N'Zoth, it's... I think it's got to be the winning play. See, even my friends are like me, they hate playing real decks. They hate playing a meta. Apparently Dragon Priest is ranked tier 4 in the meta snapshot. Last time I read, which was a couple of weeks ago. What are they talking about? Dragon Priest is my favourite deck. Look how good it is. I think I just Holy Nova, take out the other one, get Grommash, charge face, win game.
Let none survive.
Yeah, it looks like a play.
My work is paramount.
I don't think there's any way back now for the poor old warrior. I'll give him a greetings. Just to assert dominance. Well, that's Ragnaros. Please hit face, please hit face. That'll do. Alright, that's lethal. Well, that was pretty good. 2 for 2. I might try that deck out again another day. But for now, that's all. So, yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. I shall see you tomorrow with another deck. Probably going to play some Shaman tomorrow. Yeah, I'll see you then. Please give a like and a subscribe if you liked the video. And, yeah, peace out. See you tomorrow, guys. Stay cool.